Today we are heading to this island to sell smoothies and battle it out against our opponents there in the game Smoothie Wars. Welcome to the channel all, my name is Craig and today I am taking a look at Smoothie Wars. Now this is brought to us by designer Tom Van Every and 12BC Limited there. Now it's got a rather large player count, it's 3 to 8 players, it's going to take you in the region of 45 to 60 minutes and it's lightweight complexity this one. Now what are you doing then? So you've got this week, you've got Monday to Sunday and you're trying to make the most money. You're going to be rolling this dice and that's going to determine whether a chance card comes out that'll impact demand in a positive or negative way on one of these locations here. Or maybe it impacts the weather. A little cloud symbol is going to reduce the demand across the whole board by half. But if it's a sunshine, it's doubling the demand across the whole board. You are then going to pick your strategy card and in secret, you're going to choose, right, how many smoothies am I going to sell today? Which location and what is the price? The price ranges from $1, $2, $3 or $4, but the cost of these is always set at $1. So if you go in at $1, you're probably going to break even or maybe even make a loss. So you're picking all this secretly, you then reveal your cards and you place them in the locations and you will all be calculating your profits for the day. So let's just say you went to the beach here and your operation is called Smooth Operations. You can see you can have a bit of fun with your name at the top of the card here. And you've chosen to sell 50 smoothies is your ambition here and you've gone for $2. Once you revealed it, and let's say you're on your own at the beach and it is Monday and there's 60 demand there and you're the only one who's gone there, fantastic. You're going to be selling all 50 at $2 a pop, which is 100 in sales. You're then going to take away your costs here, so 50 smoothies, $1 each, that's 50. A bit of math, your profit and loss is 50. You then add it on to your starting cash and you can see your cash at the end of the day. You're then going to update your starting cash for the next day with that figure at the bottom. And you do the same for Tuesday. You're revealing these chance cards depending on what the dice says, impacting the demand, and you play out through the week until eventually you get to Sunday and after that day, you see who has the most money. Now you can at some points once in your game actually get a loan here. You're going to tick this little area at the bottom of your card. It represents you've took $100 loan and that is it. You have to pay it back at some point, $130 at the end. And it might have helped you out in a tricky situation if your liquidity isn't quite there. Now you've also got these little boxes on the side and there's almost call it advanced rules. I'd probably recommend them and they're quite nice. You can actually pay on your turn $20 extra, which is part of your costs. And you can take another strategy card, which means you can have, double effects. You might go to 2 different locations and you can sell certain different quantities that and compete in different ways against your opponents. Some of the advanced rules also suggest that you might want to roll that dice after you've placed your strategy cards, because in the base game, you determine your strategy having knowledge of what outcome has come from the dice. So you might want to implement that as well. And there's another one where you can pay, I think it was $50 and you can go early and do the events before anyone else. So a few extra additions there which are really nice. So what do I think? Well, it's quick, it's fun, it's simple, and it just works. It's got a nice mechanism of second guessing your opponents. You can have a bit of banter and negotiation as you're like, right, I'm actually going to the beach, and then you lie and you go here and you can make these deals, but nothing is a binding in this game. And it reminds me of the sort of feeling I get from games like The Mind, but you can speak in this one, but equally you're trying to, figure out, is it worth going there? Maybe everyone's ignoring the low demand there, but everyone's competing for the higher spot. It also reminds me of games like Happy Pigs, where, the same aspect, you're having to all decide simultaneously, right, which action am I going to take, or which location in this case, and then it's just fun as you reveal that and realize, yes, I've actually gone for the right location and, it paid off. So I like that simplicity to it. In terms of the player range, it reminds me of a game of Panic on Wall Street, which is, very vocal and there's a lot of activity. Not quite as hard hitting as that game where you're like, right, I want to buy and sell and do all this lot. But in terms of the group atmosphere that it invokes and develops, yes, absolutely, it brings that to the table. I also think with the player range here, this is an ideal game in an educational setting. If you get this to your classroom, it's teaching you, pricing mechanisms, it's teaching negotiation, it's teaching you the dynamics of profit and loss here, and it does that really well. So to play up to 8 players, super game. I think it does that really well. And just the funky nature of it, the colours. Initially, when you read or try and understand about it, you're selling smoothies and it just seems too straightforward. You just go into locations and it might seem a bit dreary. It's like you've gone there, I've gone here, they've gone there, and not a lot's happening. But just the colours and the theme, it actually really works and brings it together nicely. And you just have a little bit of fun with this. And if things don't quite go your way, it's a quick game. So in terms of things that maybe don't work quite well, there's not really a lot to say. You can pretty much see what you're getting. The luck of maybe the actual dice outcome, isn't massively intriguing. You've got an increase on demand maybe by 10, 20, 30, 40, whatever it may be from the chance cards. You're like, okay, well, maybe I'll avoid that location. But it just adds another element to the game, and I don't mind it. It's just a spot of luck, and that's fine in a game that plays so quickly. And if you decide to utilise those aspects at the end of the rulebook, the advanced things with paying the 20, it definitely brings the game up an element here, and I think it's well worth utilising them. So overall, it's just a nice little game. It's funky, it's quirky, it's colourful, it's got simple core economic aspects here, and it's got a great play range that plays quickly. If the pricing point is right, definitely go and check this one out, Smoothie Wars.